Hi, this is Dee with Critical Break. It is December the 20th. Wow, this month's flying by, right? Anyway, 10 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. So much to talk about. Oh, tons to talk about. Yeah. I'm going to have to do several streams over the next day or two to get it all in because so much is happening. The usual visions that I get, my research, it goes in 50,000 different directions, and it's hard for me to keep up, much less help keep you all up to date. I don't even know where to begin most of the time, but oh, it's starting to get cloudy, so I'm losing some light. But today, or at least this stream, I'm gonna talk about bloodlines. You know, this whole journey I've been on, I've been really frank and upfront about everything that happens. And I wanted to share with you, I did send my DNA in. I had reservations about doing that. I used, the particular one I used was Ancestry, their DNA thing. There's others, but that's the one that I used. Because they have a larger database as far as your genetic history, tying you to other people, or at least that's their claim. And so I sent my DNA in, and I got my results back a few days ago. Most of the results did not surprise me, except for there was one thing that was a big surprise, but it shouldn't have been if I had paid more attention to documents that were handed down through my family about our family line. Shouldn't have surprised me, but it did, because I'd forgotten about this particular bloodline in the family. Anyway, I want to preface this with this does not include my mother's line, which would be the Rosebud Sioux line and other factors going down that. But this is my mother's father's line. And I found the documents that I had talked about in a previous stream some time ago. And I basically, telepathy-wise, was told to go look at them or go find them. And I was led straight to them. I couldn't remember where I had put them specifically, but I got led. Literally, it took me less than 5 minutes to find them. And I thought I would spend all day digging, trying to find those documents, but I found them this morning. But first, I'm going to share with you what Ancestry DNA came up with. And most of it was things I already was aware of. But there was a surprise. And like I said, if I bothered looking at the family documentation, I would have realized that little piece of me. But I think it's crucial to this is crucial to the overall picture of who I am. And I think it's crucial to a lot of things. It's very connected with the so much. I'm trying to think of all the things that it's connected to, but it has everything to do with royal bloodlines. It has everything to do with the Jesus bloodline, particularly. And, you know, I've talked about this. There's, as I've always said, there's several gods in that Bible, not just one. There's several sons of those gods. And if you don't realize the ET races are heavily involved in that, then you've got some big shocks coming. But like I said, this particular bloodline that I'm going to be bringing up is my mother's father's side. So this would be the Nelson bloodline. There's some very, very interesting things in that bloodline. I can't wait to get into my mother's side. That is the Rosebud Sioux connection and much else. And also my father's bloodline is a huge question mark for me. And I'm going to be doing a lot of digging, trying to find out as much as I can about that, because I think it's important. But I want to say hi to everybody real quick and see how everyone's doing. Hey, it's great to see you guys. I hope you all are having a fantastic week. The epiphanies and the revelations and all the things that happen, I got so much to catch everybody up on. But hello, Miss Seeley. It's great to see you. Anyway, I'm going to do a share screen first, and then we'll go back to me, and I'm going to show you these documents that I've got. So we'll get started. It's fascinating. This has everything to do, my genetic bloodline has everything to do with what's happening now. It's like I've been telling everybody, I think we incarnate back into the same family lines. And, well, you'll see what I'm talking about. Anyway, I'm going to get started and do a share screen. So we'll do a little show and tell and then some more show and tell, but not in share screen mode. Anyway, here we go. You know the deal. Off to the races. Show and tell time. Okay. This is how my results came back. Do keep in mind that they don't have everything mapped out yet. But the documents that I have sitting here next to me that I found today directly relate to all this, or most of it. As you see, 77% Northwestern Europe. This is going to be the yellow area that includes France, the UK, etc. So England, Scotland, Wales, France, Germany, parts of Denmark, Italy, Austria, Chechnya, you know, this whole area. So I have a great deal of my roots is here. And this is on both sides. I know that. I know that on my father's side, a great deal of that is here too. So we've got that. Then the Ireland-Scotland connection. So this is Ireland, Wales, and Scotland. Okay. Then we have the surprise. That shouldn't have been a surprise if I had been paying attention. Norway. I'm a Norse. Not a bunch, but I've got Norse history. So the Vikings. Yeah. Interesting, right? And the documents I have here next to my side will let you know how I'm connected there. I don't know if, and this would be on the Nelson side of the family that I'm connected with the Norse. Okay. So yeah, part Viking. Small percentage, but it's there. The other thing that's going to be interesting, and these documents sitting next to me prove this out, is the American side, because most of this migrated to this. It also has a lot to do with my Native American history, which we'll get into too. But I'm related to at least 2 tribes in a significant way. The Rosebud Sioux, for sure. That would be my mother's side. But it also turns out that I'm related to another tribe via my mother's father's side, which we'll get into in a little bit. But they're showing that this connection here is likely related to the England, Wales, Northeastern Europe, and the Ireland and Scotland, because a lot of them migrated to this vicinity. And then this area includes this little spot here, border settlers. But it also spreads through this whole area, which is interesting because the documents I have sitting next to me prove this out as well. And I can't wait to look at my father's side and my mother's side. But yeah, that's how my DNA came back. Now, mind you, this only tracks people back to the 1700s, okay? So where your genetics goes from there is anybody's guess, but history can kind of lead us in a general direction as to how, where you came from before that even. But I just wanted to show that in the interest of, like I said, I share everything with you guys. So now we'll go back to the regular screen. I stopped sharing. All right. Okay. So that's my DNA results. Don't think I need that open anymore. Nope. Okay. So, hello, Miss Lady AI Blue Dragon. Awesome name, by the way. And yes, many blessings to you too. So now I'm going to get into the actual documents that I found. Yeah. I found the envelope. This is what it was mailed to me in. I don't know if you guys can see this or not, hopefully. This was mailed to me in the 80s. Or no, the 90s. Sorry. By my mother. They are copies of documents that she's been saving that are related to the family. Now things get more and more interesting. That's the envelope. This huge stack of papers is letters from not only my grandmother, my mother's mother, but also her Aunt Evelyn, which is my great aunt. Her Aunt Evelyn was her father's sister. She tracked the family history, and she was quite accurate based on the ancestry DNA tests that I took. But we're going to get into this because, and I haven't even read through all of this. I just dug it out and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to share this with you guys while I'm digging through it. Many of these are just letters talking about, guess what? Allergies. It even talks about, one of my relatives receiving a morphine injection and dying right after having that injection. Allergies are a thing with us, as we know, with this MTHFR C677T and A1298C. Like I said, it's about genetics, and that's no joke. And our genealogy proves it out. I'm just going to skim through these, hoping that I don't accidentally press the keys on my keyboard, because this is a heavy stack of paper, and I'm afraid it's going to press keys and do something crazy, but we'll see what we can do here. Let's see. I think what I'll do is the actual letters, the correspondence, I'll read those in a later stream because I want to get down to the genetics, my genealogy. And there's some of that is included in these letters as well as some medical stuff. But I wanted to get to genealogy. This is just a document that goes over some more recent, this would be 1860 census and supporting documents about the Nelson is one of the names. Price is another last name. It says, and this is where it ties to the North Carolina. We saw the Carolinas, North and South Carolina thing. The Nelson and Prices come from North Carolina to Tennessee and then to Arkansas. And as you saw on that DNA thing, that proves out. Anyway, it goes down my whole family tree, including Churchill's. You'll probably recognize that name. So Churchill, Nelson, Pierce, or Price. This is a list of the prices in North Carolina, Arkansas, and Tennessee. I don't know. I don't know if I should just hold these up and you guys can freeze frame. I don't know if I'm getting focused on the page or not. I may need to use like OBS to show you guys this stuff so I can actually see that I'm getting it up on there and it's focused. Maybe I'll do a separate stream where I do just that. Anyway, so Price, Dunn, Nelson, Churchill. So far that I'm getting on here. Okay, that's just, there's tons. There's even newspaper clippings of family reunions and people that are related to me in those, that were in those family reunions. And I'll go over some of this stuff later in more detail. You can see the letterhead here of Bert Blair. That is a family member that wrote to my mother. Bert Blair was my mother's side. Now in this one, now like I said, I don't have her line specifically very much information, but this letter contains some of it. And this is from my mother's side. I'll just read this real quick. Sherry, you can get your grandmother to tell you about her line. Her mother was Kiva Lamoureux, born in Canada, granddaughter of a Sioux Indian chief who was manager of a Hudson Bay Fur Company store. And if anybody studied American Canadian history and anything to do with the Native Americans, the Hudson Bay Fur Company is a key component there. Her mother lived to a very old age in South Dakota. The Lamoureux girls were all beautiful and talented, the men smart and successful. The family was prominent in South Dakota and Nebraska. One was MS, I think, commissioner as O'Neill and Neely, Nebraska. I don't know if that's right. Another was U.S. Commissioner for the Rosebud Indian Reservation in South Dakota. Kiva was educated in Miss Smith's School for Women and married a prominent doctor, Dr. Francis Lewis. My wife, Marceline, and that's my great-grandmother, we called her Mamu, was the eldest of 3 girls, all beautiful and talented. Marceline was the most beautiful and most talented. The eldest child, her something element, BRO period, I think, was unusually talented and remarried my close friend until his death. Oh, that's her brother. Dr. William F. Lewis, I think, was also my close friend. I got along fine with the Lewis men, not so good with the female line. That's kind of funny. Okay. The Blair line immigrated from Scotland in 1693. James Blair, Episcopal priest, and his brother John. Both of these men served as governor of Virginia colony. James procured a commission from Queen Mary and her husband William and established William and Mary College in Williamsburg, Virginia in 1693. Okay, so my Scotland connection comes over here to the US in 1693. Okay. James married at the age of 54, daughter of the first Benjamin Harrison. Now, these names are big names in history, huge, okay? Keep that in mind. We're talking about the Virginia colony. We're talking about Queen Mary and husband William, okay? Let's see. James married, okay, we got that. And then, of course, Benjamin Harrison, that's a name in history. Age 29, Benjamin Harrison, great-granddaughter Nancy Wilson, married John Jefferson Blair, my grandfather. Nancy was the granddaughter of two signers of the Declaration of Independence, to wit, Benjamin Harrison and James Wilson. The house built in Williamsburg, Virginia by John Blair Jr. still stands in good condition, built in 1740. His son was appointed to the Supreme Court by President George Washington. The Blair family names of sons: John, James, George, William, Francis, Jefferson, and Jackson. My grandmother Nancy died at 91 years, was born in 1828. Grandfather John Jackson Blair, born 1818, died at the age of 88. My mother was a Perkins. I don't know what this next word is. Oh, daughter of Albert Burton Perkins, son of young Dan, I think, maybe, Perkins, son of old son Perkins of Jefferson County, Kentucky. And neighbors, I think is what that says. I'm not sure what that says. I don't know. It's on the top line right here. Oh, I know what that says. Plantation. Plantation to that of Harrison Wilson, Nancy's brother, and John or Joseph, or no, John something Blair. John J. Blair, I think. Both the old Perkins and Blair families owned slaves, but they gave all their slaves freedom and a small piece of land in 1957 or 1958, something like that. Excuse the language, but this is back in the day. The Negroes acquired citizenship during Civil War, and some of their descendants now live in Shelby County and Jefferson County, Kentucky. My grandfather, A.B. Perkins, as soon as Civil War ended, married and migrated to Illinois and then to Iowa, where he bought land and established the town of Traynor, 10 miles east of Council Bluffs, Iowa. Hey, hello, Miss Dawn. Hello, Sir Tony. Hello, Sir Pavel. It's great to see you guys. This is going to get crazy. Get ready, because this is just the tip of the iceberg. This is my mother's side. Let's see. Mayor is now Manor or Trainer. Trainer is now quite a city. Now this is back in, when did he write this? I don't know if this is dated. Doesn't appear to be. Grandfather John J. Blair was a captain in the cavalry stationed in St. Joe, Missouri, and escorted wagon trains from fort to fort westward. He resigned his commission in 1847, went overland to Gold Rush in California, returned with about $7,000 in profits. That was a lot of money back then. Married in 1850 to Nancy and bought half interest in plantation from Harrison Wilson. My father was a chemist and invented a, now get this. All right. My father was a chemist and invented a stable emulsion for photography. And after his death in 1889 from typhoid fever, my mother sold his patents to a man named Eastman. Ever heard of the company Eastman Kodak? I was born unexpectedly as a preemie, weighed slightly over 3 pounds, and gained very slowly. And that's all I have of that letter. So there's ties to Eastman Kodak. So Eastman Kodak did not develop that process. What have you? What would he be to me? The guy who actually developed that chemical process for photography. I'll have to look to see who he is to me exactly, but the stable emulsion for photography. And the patent was sold to Eastman Kodak. So Eastman, it was just Eastman back then. Just FYI. Interesting, right? Here's on a letterhead from University of Texas. This is from my aunt, I believe from my Aunt Evelyn. Yeah, Aunt Evelyn. And it talks about a bunch of different things. Trying to find, yeah, like I said, I briefly just skimmed over this and was like, I need to tell you guys about all this. Some more information on the family. I'll read over these in separate streams because I was wanting to get to the nitty gritty, because most of this is like American history that we're going over right now. This is one thing I can show you. Let me look it up real quick. I want to show you guys something. My great grandfather's name was Casa Bianca Nelson. I'm going to show you something. Give me just a second. Okay. They're calling it, I think this, yeah. Let me see how much they've got there. They don't, I have a lot of old family photos with pictures of this place that I'll have to dig out for you guys. I'm going to do share screen real quick and show you. Okay. Oh, it changed. Blink. There we go. They're calling this the Mac B. Nelson House. But this house is named Casanel. This sits at 5500 Ward Parkway in the Sunset Hill neighborhood of the Country Club District in Kansas City, Missouri. You know, I am from Kansas City. That's Kansas City, Missouri is my hometown. Now, Mac Barnabas Nelson, and here's our Arkansas connection again, 1872, came to Kansas City in 1894. But this mansion was named Casanel. And I think it has something to do with with Casa Bianca Nelson. Okay, and I think that's why this that's why the mansion was named that, is because of that. But Mac B. Nelson lived there. I've got lots of family photos from the inside of this mansion. It's spectacular, absolutely. It was built in 1914, 14,661 square feet, rectangle built around an interior atrium. And that's no joke. It had a courtyard in the middle with a big giant glass dome thing that would actually had mechanics that would let it roll open and be open air in the middle of the house in the atrium, which was like marble granite. It was, yeah, it's spectacular. I'll drag those pictures out of the house. The architect was Henry F. Hoyt of the R.A. Long residence. Oh, this Long lumber, the Long Lumber Company and a bunch of other, a lot of ties with all this. Also, the Nelson Art Gallery in Kansas City, that's our family thing. And the Kansas City Star and Times newspaper is also directly connected to our family. In other words, they built Kansas City. Let's see if and I'll pull out the family photos sometime and show you guys some of these. But yeah, this mansion is located at 5500. I've been inside the mansion myself. It's I wonder if there's any really good photos anywhere. See, it's got the wrought iron all the way around the property. There's several buildings on the property besides the main. See, this is saying evidently there's 15,683 square feet, 16 bedrooms, 8 baths. Now this is back, I don't know how many years ago, but 7 million something, I don't know. Can you imagine a mortgage of $28,053 a month? That's ridiculous. Anyway, so I wonder if they have 5,500. Let's see. $55th. Wonder if that'll get me what I need. Wonder if they've got any other. Yeah, here's images. Yeah, great images of it. There's a picture of it. This is an overhead view of the property, and you can see the big glass deal here in the middle. And there's a guest pool house here and the carriage house here. Yeah, but I'll pull up family photos of it. There's a lot of other mansions in this neighborhood. As a matter of fact, a girl I went to school with, her name was Amy Gross. Her family lived just down the street, like a block from this particular house. And I used to go spend the night at her house. It was really cool, but and scary at night, especially when you went up on the upper floors where nobody ever was. It was crazy. But so we got ourselves good and spooked. But I've got pictures of the inside of what that house looked like originally, including the billiard room. Oh, here's a good picture. There's the interior, you know, the atrium in the middle. And interestingly, a statue of the goddess right in the middle. But yeah, you see the columns and stuff. It was absolutely beautiful. Not was, it still is. I haven't been in the house in well, I think the last time I was in it was late 80s, early 90s. But anyway, so enough about that. We'll get on with the family line stuff. So, okay. Wow, it's getting darker and darker. Let me see if I can adjust this and make it so I'm not so... There we go. That's probably a little better, I hope. All right. So, back to the paperwork. All right. Just another sheet with some facts on it. About Charles Albert Nelson and Price Denny Nelson and Casabianca Nelson. But anyway, trying to find, there was one letter that talked about, on my mother's father's side, an interesting Native American connection that my mom always said that we were Choctaw as well, on top of my mother's side being Rosebud, that we were Choctaw. And I'm going to see if I can find where it talks about that. I don't know if it's in this one or not. This one has a whole bunch of more current stuff. Okay, here's some stuff about something about grandson of the Indian Narcissus, or Marcicus, Marcissus. Some stuff about land grants. I'm going to have to read these over, but yeah, something heavily tied to the Choctaw, like in a big way, a chief of the Choctaw. So my Native American roots go all over the place. But I think most of my roots are Rosebud. but definitely Choctaw as well. I don't know if this document, this is pages and pages of stuff. I'll probably have to go through these and kind of read them off to you guys on another stream about, and this is, you know, more, all this stuff is more what happened once they came from Ireland, Scotland, or from Scotland here and forward, where things get, I mean, it's an amazing history, like super amazing, but it gets really interesting when you go back further. But I'll go over these in another stream and read these off to you. This is another letter dated from 1982 from, I believe, my grandmother, Nana, to my mother. Tell you what, I'm going to skip by all of this stuff and get to this. This is where things get really interesting because this ties my family back overseas and who I'm related to and how. Okay. I'm going to read these off and then I'm going to hold the page up. You guys later watching this can go back if you want to trace any of this yourselves, because I have a funny feeling that many of you are probably related to me. I'm just going to name off the ones that stand out where I'm going, wow. Princess Adahid, Adeheid. Countess de Rouchy, Alex, Alix, Adela, Lady Adela, Lady Andela Heed, I don't know. Pope Agapetus II, Prince and Senator Alberic, William de Albini, Albine or Bini, Alfred the Great, Alice de Montfort, Anne of Russia, Anne, daughter of Romanus II, Emperor of Constantinople, and Pharaoh, Arnold, King of Germany. There's so many on here, it's crazy. Count of Flanders, Baldwin the Sixth. Don't even. Lady Bertha, fifth child of Hildegard, Queen Bertrada, Queen of Franks. Lady Rohis de Bolbec, Lord Bolbec. Okay, I'm going to hold this sheet up and see if it'll focus on it. Is there enough light? Is there enough light? I don't know if it's going to do it. No, it started to. Come on, focus. Well, crud. Maybe I'll have to scan these and do a share screen of the actual scanned documents. Next one. Bruno of Cologne. Buno, B-U-N-O, Duke of Saxony. Lord Burghley, B-U-R-G-H-L-E-Y. Capet, K-A-P-E-T, Hugh, King of France. Carolman, King of Bavaria. Beatrix de Castellina, C-A-S-L-E-L-L-A-N, de Charlemagne. Charles II, the Bold. Charles III, the Simple. Clares, C-L-A-R-E, bunch of them. Lady Edelisa de Clermont, or de Constance. Let's see, Clermont. Lady Adeliza de Constance of Toulouse, T-O-U-L-O-U-S-E. And yeah, I'll do another one where I actually, I'll scan these on my computer and we'll do a PDF share later so you guys can see exactly who all's on these sheets. Edith, daughter of Edward the Elder. Edward the First, the elder king of England. Edward II, King Henry's son. Edward III, Egbert, first king of England. Egiva, E-G-I-V-A of England. Elbow, and it's spelled E-L-B-O, the first Count of Rucci and Reimer. Elflaed, I don't know, E-L-F-L-A-E-D. Elgiva, daughter of Ethelred, King. Elizabeth, Queen the First. Essex, Ethelred the Second, Ethelwulf, King of England. Everard, Duke of Fricoul. Let's see. There's a lot of others. Gilbert de Gaunt, Baron of Folkingham, and Lady of Gaberkia de Saxe. I don't know. All this stuff's confusing to me. Wow, it's just getting darker and darker. It was nice and sunny. Let's see. Henry, brother of Otto the First. Henry the First, Emperor of Germany. Henry First, King of France. Henry First, King of Germany. Henry First the Fowler. Henry the Third, King. Herbert the Third. Archbishop Hildebert. Lady Hildebert. Hildwin the Fourth, Count of Montdidier, Montdidier. Hugh, Duke of France. Ingrid, daughter of Olaf the Third, King of Sweden. I don't even know how to pronounce this. Jaroslaus, Tsar of Russia. Pope John VII. Judith of Bavaria. There's me on the list right there. See me? Deneen Knox. Right there. KNOX. I'm on the list. Let's see. Louis the First, Emperor of France. Louis the First, King of Bavaria. Louis the First, King of France, again. Louis the First, the Pious, the King of France. Now, if I recall right, Louis the First, King of France, the Pious, is the one that helped the Knights Templar. He protected them. Louis II, the Stammerer. Louis IV, Louis IX. Lady Lucia, Anges, Anges? I don't know how that's pronounced exactly. Magnus Hugh the Great of Vermandois, Vermandois. Malcolm, King of Scotland. Charles Martel the Hammer. I don't know who he is. Does it show it? Where is it? Oh, is this in reverse? Oh, don't tell me this is in reverse. Where is it? Right above my finger. Right there. Mary, Queen of Scots. Matilda, daughter of Theoderic, Count of Saxon. Oh, like I said, I will scan these and we'll do a show and tell PDF style. Okay. So you guys can actually get clear, see all the names because I'm just listing off a few. Here's the Casabianca Nelsons right here. Right there on the page. Charles Albert Nelson's right there on the page too. Price D. Nelson. Otto, Duke of Saxony. Otto, eldest son of Henry I. Otto the Illustrious is what he was known as. Otto I, the great emperor of Germany. Philippa, daughter of Earl of Bedford. Ragnaris the Fourth, Rainier, Count of Hainault. I don't know, Hainault. Here's a name a lot of people will know from history. Where is he? Right here, right above my finger. Let's see. Sir Walter Raleigh. Is it going to focus? Richard II. Robert the Pious. Lady de Rohise, Rohise, Lady de Bolbec, Bolbec. Romanus II. Anna, daughter of Emperor of Constantinople. Here we go. Hold that up. You can read it backwards. I don't know if it's going to show up backwards for you all or not. Come on, focus, baby, focus. So here's my ties to Constantinople and all that. Is that going to focus a little bit? Gonna have to do a PDF so you guys can see this. This is insane. So Romanus II, Emperor of Constantinople and Theophars. Theophars? Theo. It's Theophars. Rotrude, Rotrude, Duchess of Austria. Rucci, Rouci, Alex, Alix, Countess. So Countess de Rucci, Rouchi. Here we go. Ruich, Ruich, the Vikings. Very bottom one. There we go with my Norse line. Little did I know. Yeah, I'm Viking. Fun times. Okay. That part was the surprise to me. And then if I had looked at this, paid more attention to what my family had bestowed upon me in these papers, I would have known that, but I didn't pay attention. Let's see. Okay, here's some more of the Viking line. I'm gonna just say, I'm not gonna try to say this. Svialoslaus, son of Igor, Igor, son of Uric, Urich, the Viking. Thankmar, son of Henry I. Theodric, Count of Saxon. There's a bunch of earls listed here, and counts. Emperor Vladimir, Prince of Russia and Emperor of Russia. William William the Conqueror is actually on here. Down here at the bottom. See? Next to the bottom. Several counts, earls, etc. on that page. Like I said, I'll do a PDF of this stuff. Witkind, last king of the Saxons, is on here. Fascinating. Now that's for the really old stuff, what we just went over. And then that's more of the American part of it. William D. Albini, a descendant of Emperor of Charlemagne. Hugh Bigod, descendant of Emperor Vladimir. Roger Bigod, descendant of King Ethelred II. Henry de Bohun, descendant of King David I. Gilbert de Clare, descendant of King Louis I. Richard de Clare, descendant of William the Conqueror. John de Lacy, descendant of King Malcolm of Scotland. William de Mowbray, descendant of King Louis II. Seri de Quincy, descendant of Alfred the Great. Robert de Roos, descendant of King Donald I. Robert de Vere, descendant of King Egbert. And this is the Royal Saxon line. Something about Magna Carta, England 1215. Anyway, what I'll do, because yeah, this gets, you know, we're getting into Charlemagne, and yeah, we're going way back there, including King Louis the First, the Pious, the one that protected the Knights Templar, because they were trying to protect the bloodline. Yeah, I'm gonna have to scan these so I can really show you guys these. That way you can do freeze frames if you have some of your own research you want to look at. This is just crazy. Louis the First of Bavaria too. So we've got Russia, we've got the Viking connection, we've got Charlemagne, France, in other words, heavily France. Queen Elizabeth I is in here. And Scotland, Queen Mary of Scots. This stuff I just listed off is my mother's father's line that we're talking about here, that this goes back to. So Russia, Europe, the Norse, England, Scotland, Yeah. Some crazy lines going on here. And then, of course, the Choctaw was also in here, a Choctaw chief, but I'm not finding it right off. But as I read through some of this stuff to you all, will find it, I'm sure. But yeah, this talks about all kinds of stuff. Wow, just wow, mind blown. You know, I looked at this stuff before and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Put it back in the envelope and put it in a keepsake box, and that was the end of that. I didn't realize how important it might be down the road. I'm interested to find out how these people are tied to their Mordivia? What are they called? See, the thing that I'm looking at now, I follow breadcrumbs. I'm not even sure how to pronounce it. The more, let me find it. Give me a second. I just looked at it recently. The Merovingians, Merovingians. Those people were connected to the bloodline, the Jesus and Mary bloodline. And they were known as for having visions. Evidently, when they crossed over into France, Mary Magdalene was known for her visions. Before that, even, but there's actual documentation on that. There's also these people were known for being healers. And I did a video about my ability to heal others. I'm definitely connected to all this. And like I said, we reincarnate inside our same lines. I'm just certain of it. And you see my lines. Charlemagne's in there. King Louis the First. This is all connected. Everything's connected, as I'm finding out. I wanted to keep the stream specifically about my bloodlines right now and how it's connected to how I'm connected personally to the Knights Templar, and the people who protected them. And I'm chasing the breadcrumbs. I think there's going to be some huge revelations because of me chasing these breadcrumbs. Huge. I know I am who I am. And as I said in my last stream, I don't change myself for anybody. I've had people try. They were very unsuccessful. I'm going to be frank, completely transparent with you all. Because what this means We haven't even looked at my dad's side. This is just my mom's father's side mostly that we're looking at right now. Besides a small amount about my mother's side, very small. So yeah, everything's connected, and there's a reason why a lot of people are incarnate right now. And reincarnation is real. You can bank on that. I'm going to do some other streams, some important things that are going on concerning the Vatican and Rome. Some other important world events are going on right now. I wanted to do a stream specifically at that. Because they're, yeah. I've been, you know, like the code said, an angel with light speed education. That's still happening. It's overwhelming. Anyway, I'm going to check chat, say hi to everybody. I do have more streams planned. So there may be a flurry of them over the next few days because I have so much to catch you guys up on. Visions I've had and all kinds of things that are going on. Like I said, this month was really crucial. The codes kept indicating it would be. There is a lot going on, including I've had contact or vision. I'm not sure what's going on there with another ET craft I've not had contact with before, at least not to my recollection. I'm going to be talking about that. There's just a lot going on. I'm going to end the stream. I do want to thank you all for being here. It's amazing. And I'll check the chat real quick and make sure there isn't any questions I need to cover. Yeah, Sir Pavel, my genealogy just on my mother's father's side is extensive. Let's see, I'm gonna scroll down through here real quick. Miss Dawn traced your bloodline back to William Wallace and Pat Garrett. Awesome. Let's see. The Graham clan and McGregors. Okay. So I definitely, those of you that are related, definitely related to Queen Mary of Scots. So am I. And many, many, many others. That, you know, all those people are all related to each other over in Europe, right? And Scotland and the UK and all that, and Russia. And even the Vikings are in here. So it's like insanity. It's from all over the place. The gene mutation is Miss Lady AI Redragon. The gene mutation is the C677T and the A1298C, and that's located in the MTHFR. Let's see. Yeah, stay away from folic acid, because I tell you what, there is an element of evil on this planet that knows about us. And they're stopping at nothing to try to silence us and make us ineffective. And therefore, keeping their secrets hidden. But guess what? I'm exposing their secrets. I'm going to expose everything they've done to everybody. The evil on this planet. Bye-bye. See you later. Because that's what's going to happen. Well, you could do, they got the DNA. One of them was commenting their family never told them anything about their lineage. You can do a DNA sample, send it in, and start doing what I'm doing, because there's parts of my family, like my father's side, I have no clue. So I'm going to be doing a lot of digging there. Last name Knox, Knox, I think related to John Knox, which was the Protestant that was fighting the Catholic Church. Yeah, or fighting the Vatican, Rome. Let's see. And the other beautiful thing about getting that DNA test is you can take the raw data from that, send it to Strategene, and they'll tell you exactly how your body's not processing things right, and that way you can specifically target, using natural supplements and things like that, how to heal yourself. And it's not a total fix, but it will alleviate the symptoms of what the evil on this planet has done to us. Because they want the Jesus bloodline, they want it squashed. They want us dead. They don't want us to exist. And that's a thing. Because guess what? We have, what have I been telling you all? We have abilities. We're extremely powerful. We're healers and much more. Let's see if there's anything else. Oh, and trust me, I've been digging into some things about Rosalind, the Rosalind Chapel, and digging into southern France and France in general, and Scotland. You have William the Conqueror in your line too? That's fantastic. See, we're related. See, you've got some Russian in you too, so do I. And the French and the Celtic background, all that, yeah. Miss Monica, you're probably related to me too. That's fantastic. Yeah, see, we have abilities. We're precogs and much more. We're healers. We also have, well, I do anyway, just like Mary Magdalene, the two M's in my hands, Mary Magdalene, and the 5-pointed pentacles in my hand, 3 of them, just like Alexander the Great's symbol for his special team of Templars. Just like her, I have visions. Yeah, we're all extremely talented, and they've been trying to keep us from knowing this. They did a really good job of it. Problem is, we woke up this time, and that crap's over. Let's see. Yeah, see, the Mary line um, crossed over from Israel to Egypt and then over to France. Um, winter solstice hangover. You know, I haven't had anything to drink in eons, but I tell you what, lately I've been thinking a nice shot of bourbon wouldn't hurt. Even though I'm allergic to alcohol, it's like lately, yeah, like a friggin' pressure cooker for me. And I'm not even, this just keeps escalating and amping up. And it's like a pressure cooker. Um, yeah. Okay. Okay. Anyway, I hope you all have a good afternoon, evening, or whatever time it is where you're at. Um, this is really fascinating, this paperwork I've got here. Plus, I'm going to do more digging. Um, this is all created to the bloodline. This is all what it's about. And I'm very definitely connected to all of it. And so are you. So, anyway, I'm excited. There's so much going on. Good things. And I knew December was going to be like really critical, and there's already a lot of really fantastic things happening. Because evil doesn't get to win. Not this time. Anyway, I love you all. Out past the stars and back so many times. I can't even begin to tell you. And I'm so excited about what's ahead. But yeah, I'll do another stream probably an hour or two and talk about some things going on and some of the visions I've had. Also, some clarification on my last stream a little bit. But anyway, I will talk to you soon. Okay? Take care. And I'll see you a little bit later today because, oh my gosh, I got so much stuff to share. Anyway, bye bye for now.